start off by saying, what you like about Newport, working Newport into your band.
Yeah, Newport for me means the beginning of jazz as a big spectacle is the word. Maybe you can edit it out. It's a spectacle. Because the way George perceived it so many years ago, and just thinking back, the great names I have played here on this festival. Duke Ellington made one of the recordings. What was this called? Diminuendo in Blues or something like that. That long Paul Gonsalves solo. Then Count Basie. I was in the 1963 All-Star, Newport All-Star band with Roy Haynes and Clark Terry. Sue Sims was alive. Coleman Hawkins was in the band. Fabulous band. And just to think about Newport, that is it. You know, I play every festival in the world, and they're wonderful because they all have learned. And this I have to say, George Wayne, whatever he did, that's a masterpiece. You know, he started something. They made a movie about it, High Society, with Louis Armstrong, Bing Crosby, Grace Kelly, I think, and Frank Sinatra. That was a movie which was played all over the world and made the name Newport, Rhode Island, a name, and it has remained until today. And I don't know how many times I myself was here, but every time I come here, I truly enjoy it.
That's great. That's excellent. Thank you. When you say you enjoy it, can you tell us a little bit about being in Newport, or the town, or the seafood, or the people, or the fans?
Well, you know, the last two times, unfortunately, the last two times I was in Newport, I didn't have the opportunity to stay overnight. We just arrived. We waited for the sound check, played, and had to leave again. And that doesn't change my opinion about the place. It's a wonderful old place. And it is America at its best, at her best. And the water here, the weather today, the last time I was here was so damn cold, we had to have coats on to play. And today was a wonderful day. A friend of mine, John Phillips, got me out there a little bit. I tucked in a little bit in the water, get freshened up. So it was a wonderful day today. And we have in the band again Victor Bailey, who played with me for 5 years with Weather Report in the late 70s and early 80s. And he did his debut today. And so I have 3/5 of Weather Report in the band, not meaning that we will reunite. Nevertheless, it is a sign of being able to get the best guys available.
Can you tell us a little bit about that, about playing here with Newport and then bringing these young guys along, and what it's like to bring these new guys into your band?
Well, to continue in music, you have to be realistic. I'm 65 years old, and usually the guys my age are just a bit older. And that has nothing to do with body, but with concept, with thinking. And I couldn't.
Oh, wait a minute, now we got a plane.
We've had them. They've been through all.
There ain't not much you can do about that.
Nice game.
Usually guys my age, and you know, I'm damn old, and I'm happy about it. But usually guys my age to still play the music they have played perhaps 30, 40 years ago. And I don't know that many people who at that age try to not only improve themselves, but just trying to play something different, you know. However, some of those guys, even older than me, are wonderful, great masters of the game. And I like the youngsters because they're not formed yet. And I have the possibility to form them at my pace as I want them to grow. And if they listen good and don't take it as a personal, sometimes it happens. A young guy, you tell him something, they think it is, you know, you want to make him feel bad, which is not true. I just try to tell him what to do. And then later they always realized that it was right. But I like the kids to come around and make a name for themselves and learn how to play and then go on and do better things. And I think we were very good at that. As was, of course, the great Duke Ellington and Count Basie and Dizzy Gillespie. Through all those wonderful bands came out phenomenal music. I can't even speak. Phenomenal musicians. And I'm very proud of that. When I see a guy like Omar Hakim then play with Sting, or Victor Bailey, who's back in the band, plays with Madonna, and really making some serious money and being exposed because of the fact that they have played with, let's say, with Weather Report, or have played with me. That's very nice. Just right now I had a bass player from West Africa, incredible young player. His name is Richard Boner, wonderful singer and bass player. He, for instance, he goes on his own, which I like when people do that. That is for me the greatest moment, when a guy can come out from this environment and take it with him and do something with his life.
Can you tell us a little bit about Paco?
Paco Seri, for me, I've been very lucky, you know. I've played with some of the greatest musicians and played with very, very good drummers. This guy, for me, is absolutely the greatest drummer I've ever played with, because he has so many things going for him. He's a guy who is like a drum machine, but a human being. He has a touch on the drums, which is phenomenal. His timing, his accentuations, his ideas, he is absolutely the best. And he has one thing which I mostly appreciate and respect in a drummer, that when you play softer, he doesn't lose intensity. It happens often. Even the good names sometimes, when they play soft, slow down a little bit. When they play loud, they pick it up. This guy is deadly with time. And I need that because I'm a time guy. I'm a groove person. I love chords, I love melodies, that's all about. But number one is rhythm. And for me, he's the world champion.
And a little bit about Paco and Manolo, how they work together.
This is an incredible combination. Manolo Badrena was with us on the Heavy Weather album with Wayne and me and Jaco. And he was then, we always said, man, this guy is a genius. He plays wonderful piano, he's a wonderful composer, can sing, can do all that. And finally we got together again, you know. And again, I want to say, it is not an attempt to reunite and kind of ease in Weather Report, because there are 3/5 of Weather Report today in the concert. It has nothing to do with it. It's just those guys, for me, they were free so that I can hire them and afford them. And they will be here for a while because they want to also play again. Especially Victor Bailey. He played with Madonna, I think, for 2 years, and he had a lot of experience, also big stage experience. And but he needs to play. A young musician has to play. You play in those type of environments, after a while, in spite of the money, they may really make a lot of money, you know, but that will not help you in the long run. What will help you in the long run as a musician is to continue to learn, and you do play every day, to be on top of the game. You're not on top of the game if you play with a Michael Jackson, where half of the music is pre-recorded. You cannot learn how to play. And he's smart enough to understand that, and consequently chose to again want to go out there and play some music. And we got together, and I'm very happy I have him back in the band.
John, is there anything in particular you want to ask?
Just cut some of the stuff out, you know, those bad wording and all that. That will be edited, right?
Yeah.
Who has the best band in the world?
Who has the best band in the world? I tell you, who has the best band in the world is the one who plays original music and is entertaining at the same time. Okay? Okay.
Good. Joe, thank you.